Hello my peeps and welcome back. Last Sunday I was craving some tteokbokki, which is also known as Korean spicy rice cakes. Essentially, tteokbokki is a popular Korean street food made from soft rice cake and sweet red chili sauce called gochujang. It is delicious. Oftentimes it will include fish cakes or be eaten with kimbap rolls as well. Nonetheless, I decided I'd make myself some tteokbokki since it's a lot cheaper than buying it, so one fine Sunday evening I took a small trip to my local T&T. If you guys don't know what a T&T is, it's just an Asian supermarket. They sell an awesome range of Asian beauty products, vegetables, fresh seafood, meat, dry groceries, frozen groceries, and my brother's favorite golden Oreos. But more importantly, instant foods like ramen and microwave rice as well as tons of Asian snacks. My guesstimate for the cost of all the ingredients is probably anywhere from $10 to $25. I highly doubt it'll go higher than $20, but it just depends on where you live and what you choose to put in your tteokbokki. Also, just to note, you can make more than a few servings with these ingredients, so let's jump right in. I will expand on the ingredients later, but here's the list of ingredients you will be needing. Okay, so tteok. Tteok is just the rice cakes. They come in two shapes, cylinder and flat disc. I like to get the cylinder ones because they feel more traditional. Next is gochujang. Gochujang is the fermented hot pepper paste. Next you'll need some sugar. Next is gochugaru, but I didn't want to buy a huge bag of this, so I just used Indian red chili powder we had at home, and frankly, I don't even think there's a difference. The next two ingredients are optional. The first of those two ingredients is the tashima, which is the dried kelp. I use this for the tashi, which is the water you put all the ingredients in. Some people don't care to and they just use water instead, which is perfectly fine. I personally like making the tashi. Next is omuk or fish cakes. I honestly don't even like these and I don't know why I added them, but I did. Anyhow, try them, and if it's not your thing, feel free to eliminate them from your recipe later on. Oh, and of course, don't forget the water. The first step is only if you've actually bought the dried kelp. If not, just skip to the second step. So get a pot and measure out 3 to 4 cups of water. To that, just add a handful or so of kelp. The amount of water and kelp that you use is sort of proportional to the amount of tteokbokki you make. I play all my cooking by eye and actually just made too much tashi, so I poured some out later on. I usually just let this combination sit until I am ready to cook. Step 2. Go ahead and thaw out your rice cakes. Since these are frozen, you do want to thaw them out before you use them in your cooking. And rice cakes generally do expand in the water when cooked, but not a lot, so you don't have to be worried about adding less or adding more. Step 3 is only if you wish to add fish cakes. Take your frozen fish cakes out of the packaging and be sure to read the food safety labels on the bag. The thing with these frozen fish cakes is that they come deep fried before they're packaged, so you want to give them a good rinse and remove the top layer of oil. Now that I have pretty much rinsed the fish cakes and the rice cakes are fairly thawed out, I put the pot of water and dried kelp on the stove. I usually just let it come to a boil and then I'll strain the kelp out of the water. Now, while the tashi is on the stove, I quickly make my gochujang mixture. Once again, I add the ingredients how I feel and how spicy or sweet I want the sauce to be, so please take these measurements lightly. In this dish, I added 1/3 cup of gochujang, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, and I gave it a quick mix. In this one, I did add a little bit of soy sauce, just like a splash, but that was because the mixture felt a little bit thick. And then I just gave it a taste to make sure that the taste was where I wanted it to be, and that was the whole mixture. Since I have the mixture ready and my tashi has boiled once, I'm taking it off the stove and straining the kelp out of the water. Be sure not to boil the kelp for too long or else it will make your tashi a little bit bitter. Okay, and be extra careful because the water is really hot. Now we're really going to put the dish together in one pot. I added the tteok to the tashi and I let the water heat up a little bit more than it was already.
Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your
Okay, so somewhere here I realized that I have too much water and few tteok, but I didn't want to make more, so I just decided to drain some of the water out before I added the gochujang mixture and just made a better ratio of tteok to dashi. And then I added the gochujang mixture in, trying to get literally the last scoops of the sauce because it's so good. And then I just mixed it in to make sure that it was evenly distributed and would make a nice even sauce. After it's heated up a bit and started to steam, here is where you probably want to add your fish cakes if you're adding them. I like to keep mixing the mixture around just to make sure that the rice cakes don't stick to the bottom of the pan. A non-stick would probably work, but this is what I had, so yeah. Alright, now wait a sec. I made an impulse decision over here. I added a noodle block because I wanted to, and it felt like I had some extra moisture in the dish that the noodles could suck up. You can tell we're almost done when the rice cakes become soft and bouncy. I just press them against the side with my wooden spoon to check. You want to be careful to not overcook the rice cakes because they become a little bit mushy and start to split, and I don't personally not a fan. Also, if you add noodles, make sure they're cooked well as well. And pretty much that's it. This is your tteokbokki. I like watching this clip a lot because like look at that red glistening sauce. It looks so beautiful, and I'm kind of sad that I don't have any more. Might have to make some later. Now when the water's reduced to a nice medium consistency and my rice cakes are done, you can pretty much turn the heat off and get ready to enjoy your tteokbokki. Woo!
Science editor Steve Newman reports on one person already using the brand new system.
So one final note before you guys leave, thank you so much for watching the video and honestly lasting this far. I don't know if it's any fun. But also, let me know if you guys make some tteokbokki and you guys like it or what your opinions are. That would be really awesome. Nonetheless, have a wonderful evening and a wonderful week and a wonderful month and a wonderful year. I will see you guys later.